Hi, this is Kerry with Filmmaker Central, and today we're going to talk about recording audio. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Now, when it comes to making good video, whether it be a YouTube thing like this or a film, whatever, audio is super important. And I mean super, super important. It's just as important, if not more, than everything else except for the story. Because if you have bad audio, no one's going to watch it. They just can't get engaged with it if the audio is crappy. And I've gone through my share of headaches with trying to do good audio, especially when you're out in the field. Doing it in a studio, it's not that hard. You can look at some of my videos on different equipment that I've used around here. But what I want to talk about is getting good audio, but doing it on a budget. And that can be very difficult sometimes. Not everyone can fork out a bunch of money for high-end gear. And an example would be something like this Zoom H5. This is a fantastic unit. It gets great audio, good sound. It's lots of adjustment on it. I can plug a mic into it, and some of my recent videos, that's actually what I used, was the Zoom H5 with a lavalier plugged into it. I use this to record Foley sounds, ambient sounds, all kinds of stuff whenever I'm out and about. And I absolutely love this unit, but these can be a little pricey. Even used, you're lucky to find one for $150 to $175. And while that's inexpensive when it comes to audio, there's a better solution. Not a better solution, but a more cost-effective solution. And one of my favorites is right here in my pocket. It is the Zoom H1. Now, there's a newer version, the Zoom H1N, and it has some nice improvements to it. But the Zoom H1 is a fantastic go-to unit. And actually, that's what I'm recording on right now. You have a wire plugged into here that's going up under my shirt to a Purple Panda microphone. Dirt cheap solution. And the best thing about Zoom H1s is you can get these super, super cheap. I picked this one up on Craigslist for $30. Blew my mind. $30. And you're typically going to be probably 40 or 50, but look around, make some deals. If you can find a Zoom H1 for 30 to 50 bucks, you have got yourself a fantastic system. Now, it's not the end all beat all when it comes to recording. Sometimes you need to have a microphone connected to it, and you can, which is super cool. So in this case, like I said, I've got the Purple Panda, which was only like a $30 lavalier. So for 75 bucks total, I've got a really good sounding audio solution. So don't think that you have to go out and drop hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get good audio when you can do it with something that you can pick up used for 30 to 50 bucks. Now, this does feel pretty cheap. It's pretty plasticky, but again, it works. There's not a lot of adjustment on it. You have input levels, and I try and keep my input levels around the minus 12 dB range. I find that is a really good, solid point for it. In terms of functionality, there's no speaker. So if you want to play back and listen to what you recorded, you can plug headphones into the line out, and there's volume control for that. So that works really well. Now, a couple things that are really neat about this is in the last firmware, which I'd have to look up the number 1.21 or something, they added the ability for this to be used as a USB audio device. Now what that means is if I'm recording my screen, or I want to record directly to the computer, I can plug in via USB and it will act as an audio device with Windows or the Macintosh, and you can record straight into it. So that's super neat. If you have a 3D printer, there's all kinds of things that you can make, from like a hand boom for doing interviews. This one actually came with a little 3D printed belt clip on it. You can get desk stands, all kinds of neat stuff for it to kind of accessorize it really on the cheap. So really good performance for something super, super expensive, or super, super inexpensive, I should say. The H1N, I believe, is like 175 bucks. So big bargain right here. Now, this H5, the Zoom H5, I actually found on Craigslist also, and picked this up for about 130. So that was a stupendous bargain as well. But if you're just looking around, pick up a Zoom H1, preferably a couple of them. If you're doing weddings, it's real easy to drop this in someone's pocket or belt clip it, hide it somewhere, and run a lavalier up so that you can get the people who are speaking. Very quick and easy to get someone wired up for sound. Now, another thing, if you're going to record outside, you can look on Amazon and find wind covers, dead kitties, dead cats. They're under a couple different names, and this is just going to go right over the top. So if you're using the onboard microphones, this will severely cut down. So if you're recording outside and there's any wind, it's really going to be picked up on those microphones. So something like this, I mean, I'm using a lavalier, it's not going to happen, but will really severely cut down on wind noise, making it a lot more tolerable when you're outside. But I like to use this for all kinds of things. If I'm in a situation where there's animals, farm, things like that, I'll pop this out, put this on, and record different sounds. If I find a gate that's really creaky and stuff, I'll record it because I'll never know when I may use that audio for something. So I build my own audio library and the vast majority of it is recorded with the Zoom H1. So little rundown again, Zoom H1, pick it up, get on Craigslist, eBay, try and find one, and expect to pay between $30 and $50 for it. A lavalier mic like this one, this is the Purple Panda. I believe I paid $29 for it. There'll be a link in the description. And a sound cover, which I think you're going to run around $14 for one of these if you need that. Now, one caveat with lavalier microphones is there's kind of two different types. There's TRS and TRRS. And it requires the adapter to go, if you're getting a smartphone one, you need an adapter to go into here. A lot of them come with it. The Purple Panda came with it. I didn't have to buy anything. I just have to use the adapter, which provides what's called plug-in power to the microphone so that it works properly, and I have no problems. The thing works absolutely great. And the other cool thing about using something like this is if the camera is a distance away, you can pop this in your pocket and you can walk around and you're going to have perfect sound no matter how you turn because the microphone is on them. Another neat feature of this, well, and not really a feature, but another interesting use of this is I've been helping somebody record some training videos, and they're out in a field and they're doing their thing. And the very first time we tried it, we were using the Rode Wireless Go, and we actually had a couple dropouts. And that was a little unfortunate because it ruined a video that we had to reshoot. But from now on, what I'm doing is I'm putting the Zoom H1 in her back pocket, hitting record on this, then running the line out to the Rode Wireless Go, which is then connected to the camera. So what that gives me is probably super good audio to my camera. It's recorded along with the video. I don't have to sync anything. It's all good. However, if there's any dropouts or any problems with it, I have a backup recorded on the Zoom H1 and I can easily sync that up in post. So a couple different uses. You have the onboard microphones, you have a microphone input, and you have output that you can then go and send to your camera, which is perfectly acceptable too. Go right from here into their camera, and you have this either just working as a microphone, or you can have it as a secondary audio device, also recording it just in case there's any problems. Or in my case, like I said, I used the Rode Wireless Go and went from here with the lavalier into here, into the Rode Wireless Go, into the camera, so that I have, most likely, it recorded properly on the camera, but in case of any problem, I have a backup stored on the Zoom H1. So you should have been able to listen to this quite well. It should have sounded just fine. Shouldn't have been any problems with it. And hopefully this gives you some tips on how to get some good audio recorded. Now, in some other videos, we're going to go into some of the processing and really kind of dialing it up and making it sound even better. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys. Like, subscribe, check the bell icon, get notified. You know all the routine there. If you like the video, share it with your friends. Be sure and check out the website at filmmakercentral.com and join us at the Facebook page at Filmmaker Central. It's not just me posting there. There's a couple other guys like Klaus from Duke Denver Films and a few other people who post their videos that they're doing in there. It's a great place to collaborate and get to know other filmmakers or aspiring filmmakers and really get some education on filmmaking. So thanks for watching, everybody. This has been Kerry with Filmmaker Central. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.